Hey guys, so I was hanging out with a bunch of friends today, and I was talking to my friend Kate, and we were talking about capital punishment and talking about the death sentence. And this is something that I've struggled with a lot. My viewpoints on that, and Chris actually was doing a video. He kind of started to talk about it, and so I was like, you know what, I'm going to talk about this. And I always find myself, as I get older, my views are kind of leaning more anti, it's leaning more against. But I always end up, no matter how old I've been, always end up a little bit more on the pro side. But then ending the conversation in like a really kind of deep internal conflict in my mind, trying to decide what it is I actually feel about it. And I never end in my mind on a pro side, ever. I think that's maybe something I should really kind of think about and why that is. But I think one of the biggest problems that I have is that what if, right? Like, what if, like, you have a murderer, somebody who just, like, massacres somebody, or people, or whatever, and you rehabilitate him, you send him off, and he kills more people. That, to me, like, who's responsible in that situation? I question whether it's the person killing the people who's responsible, or the people that let them back out to kill the people, you know? I think that's one of the biggest problems that I have with it is, what are you going to do? Are you just going to throw them in a cell for the rest of their life? Because then you're putting the burden of these people on the rest of everyone else. Like, this person committed this crime, and then everyone else has to pay for the burden to lock him up, which Kate today kind of said that, that's kind of, I think, the price you have to pay when somebody does something like that. In order to keep them away, you have to pay for it. Might be a small amount, of your life that you're paying for, but it's something that you pay for to keep those people away. And that's something that I've never had anybody tell me before. And another thing that Kate said today, which really kind of threw me a curveball, was instead of saying, okay, you're going to get the capital punishment, giving them an option of suicide. Saying, look, this is your option. This is like, you can be in here for the rest of your life, or you can end it. It's your choice. And I think that is an interesting one as well, because I can't tell how I feel about that. Because it's almost forcing, in my mind, you're almost like planting the seed of trying to force somebody to commit suicide. And I don't know how I feel about that. But at the same point, I don't know if I view that as worse than capital punishment. I don't know, it's really hard. I think my problem is I grew up in a society that capital punishment was a good thing, that it was a positive. And that's what I grew up hearing and knowing, and I've always questioned it. And I think the fact that every time I've ever started talking about it in a positive way, in my mind, I've always viewed it as bad. I think that's something I need to take from it. But I want to know what you guys think. How do you guys view capital punishment? I'd like to know your thoughts on it. And if Chris watches this, I'd love, since you did your dissertation on it, I'd love to actually hear your thoughts. But something that I've always fought with, but I always end up, anti. But it's hard for me sometimes to kind of accept that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a product of society that I grew up in, or what that is. I don't know. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.